now going to be joined by Sara Callaway. She's here on behalf of the Global Women's Strike, which fights to value all women's work. Thank you for joining us, Sara.
We welcome the Mothers Climate March. It's right on time. And I'm so glad to follow Roberta, who spoke about air pollution and is fighting for her daughter, because that's the kind of work that Black women and women of color are doing across the globe. Our network has fought environmental racism since the 1980s at the grassroots level and in UN forums. Our network includes, we are women who are descendant of enslaved people. We are immigrants who've had to flee climate disaster. We are the descendants of sharecroppers, of peasant farmers. We are from indigenous communities. And we are so glad for the youth strikers. They have opened the way for a new movement. Extinction Rebellion is spreading that, including our rebellion against 3 million children who live in poverty here in the UK. Mothers everywhere are doing caring work, unwaged caring work. And that work is protecting and sustaining life and the environment. Mothers and children often make an invisible contribution. We're most impacted by floods, droughts, deforestation, and land erosion. We're least able to escape, and we're not the ones causing the pollution and climate damage. Mothers are the main food, fuel, and water gatherers. So saving the environment is vital to our economic survival. In the Global South, women's work for the environment is survival work, but it means that we have to take on our own governments. We have to take on corporations, billionaires, and all of those who are trying to keep us down. And we're risking our lives often when we do that work. Extinction Rebellion named their pink boat the symbol of their movement after Berta Cáceres, a mother and environmental campaigner in Honduras, killed because she wanted to save her community and change the world. But there are Bertas everywhere, and I want to tell you about some of them. The rural women in India who organized the Chipko movement to save trees and stop mass deforestation. The Kenyan mothers who tore up coffee plants, the cash crop to grow bananas and beans and crops to feed their families. They took on the husbands, the corporation, and the government. And mothers and children exposed that they were the unwaged workers behind the cash crops. And they went on strike and they got out the paid workers. And that was a big victory, which we need to know about. Nigerian mothers led the oil wars against Shell and other companies that ravaged the environment and made it impossible for anyone or anything to survive. The women again called out the paid workers against Shell, and they did naked protests, and they named and shamed the military. In Thailand, the Southern Peasants Federation of Farmers, which mothers are at the heart of, are reclaiming poisoned land and making it produce food again. But they've been targeted by corporate vigilantes, and they've had to become human rights defenders to keep themselves and their communities alive. This is happening all over the world, and our movement has to support them and give visibility to it, because it's our struggle too. Kurdish women have fought against massive dam projects, and so have Indian women. Guyanese women have fought against flooding. Bolivian mothers fought against water privatization, because if you don't have water, you will die. The women in Gaza are organizing against war and massive pollution and horrific land grabs. And the women are leading the movement in Sudan, which is many rural women are at the forefront. In Haiti, peasant women, farmers have been resisting land grabs and multinationals. There have been massacres of women farmers and market traders, but they've carried on organizing, and right now they're challenging corrupt leaders who are in league with the U.S. government in order to sell out their land. Everything that happens anywhere affects all of us. Nothing is just local, it's one struggle. So last of all, I wanted to call out war because we mustn't forget that war is the biggest killer and the biggest polluter. War is destroying our land and is driving millions to risk their lives fleeing for a place of safety. And we have every right to be here because we've experienced this theft and robbery for 500 years. We can't let the billionaires and the warmongers hold on to our resources. The water, the land, the gas, every mineral belongs to us. We can't let them control it because they will starve and kill the planet. Corporations are addicted to greed and we have to break that habit. And last of all, as we know, I just wanted to underline that it's mothers that are creating life, that are protecting lives, mothers who are like you here today. So if mothers have resources in our hands, then the planet will be right. And we are calling for a living wage for every mother everywhere, so all of us can care and protect and save the planet and every life in it. And I'll just finish by calling out the fantastic banner. We are calling for the mother of all uprisings.